Yahoo Finance has been enjoying its latest Dreamforce in San Francisco all week. Lots to talk about how Salesforce was reinventing itself in large part because of AI, in large part to a lot of the efforts from our next guest, Clara Shih, the CEO of Salesforce AI. Good to see you. You're a little bit of a star of the show here. A lot of these innovations that you're bringing to light are being shown off at this event. So how has AI changed your role and how is it changing Salesforce?
I think it's changing all of us. I mean, what a historic moment for us to be in business and in technology. And this is a show we're hearing from so many customers, getting inspiration and feedback on the products that we have out in the market.
Do these customers know how to use this? And I bring this up because I spend a little time on the campground floor watching people interact with the installations, a Williams-Sonoma or an FYI app. This stuff seems complicated. How is that training look?
I think AI can be very complex, and that's really the role that we see ourselves playing as Salesforce, is that how do we make something that's complex and risky, how do we make it safe, secure, and accessible for everyone?
What's the biggest upside to AI from a business perspective?
You know, I think that the biggest upside of AI is really augmenting human potential. It's taking the salesperson, making them that much more productive. It's taking the customer service person, automating the mundane so that they can up-level and really connect with their customer.
As someone spending a lot of time in the AI field, what does this all mean for jobs? If I have a chatbot following me around a program, do I need one less person?
You know, I think it's very similar to what we saw with the internet 20 years ago, right? Some jobs will change, every job will change. Some jobs will be created, like prompt engineers didn't exist before. And I think we all have to adopt that growth mindset and reinvent ourselves.
I might have to reinvent myself too. I don't know how to use some of this stuff. I mean, I look at Slack. You know, I go back to when that platform was founded. It was workforce management and productivity tools. But now the ability to have, I guess, transcripts just pop up. I don't have to be in the meeting. I mean, how has that platform changed?
I mean, Slack is incredible because it's a naturally conversational interface, but it's also collaborative. And so you have this amazing thing now where you can collaborate with your team and one of the team members can be AI.
How do we get enough work done? I bring this up because now we have all these productivity tools. Does it slow work down a little bit?
I think that's the feedback we've gotten from our customers and why so many customers have been looking to us to bring AI into where they're already doing their work. They want it in the flow of their salesperson's day, in the flow of their marketing team's day, in the flow of their commerce and developers' day, versus having to go off to a different application, different screen, and having to copy and paste.
Talk to us about the risk of AI. And do you share some of the concerns that we're hearing at this event? I've heard over the past 2 weeks, spending a lot of time out here in San Francisco.
You know, just like we saw with the internet, AI brings new risks. And we've seen this the last decade. We pioneered Einstein, the first predictive AI for CRM. We're doing the same thing with generative AI. And trust is our number one value. It's also the biggest question that we hear from customers. So the risks are definitely out there. And it's both on the data security and governance side, which is why we built the Einstein trust layer, as well as on the ethical responsibility side. And so as part of the trust layer, in addition to things like citations and prompt defense, we also have toxicity filters and ethical guardrails built in.
Now, I was talking to Mark Benioff, and he talked about hallucinations or large language models getting information that output false information. Is there a way to protect ourselves from that?
You know, the best way to prevent or reduce hallucinations is to have great data grounded into the prompt. So it's the context that you feed into the large language model. The more context you give it, the less it feels like it has to make it up. And so that's really why our data cloud is so essential to everything we're doing in AI, because data is the fuel for AI.
Is there risk, to society from some of this AI? These LLMs, as they're called, they're getting all these inputs, and they become self-serving beasts. I mean, should they be stopped? Or I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I think we've seen a lot of the risks to society from AI over the last decade in social media. And these algorithms that were just prioritizing one thing, which was more clickbait. And I think that the LLMs in an enterprise context, I feel much more optimistic about, because we are able to put those guardrails in place, both from a data security as well as from an ethical guardrail standpoint.
As someone leading the charge for AI at Salesforce, how big is your team? And can you find the talent right now to support how fast you're moving in this field?
So our team, we have over 1,400 people across the company working on AI across research and development, our product managers, our product designers, our ethical researchers, and those engaging on the policy front with the White House, et cetera. It is very hard to find that talent, but I think Salesforce, we have such a strong story with leading with trust, we're leading with our platform, allowing anyone to build an AI app with no code, low code, that we're able to attract a lot of the best and the brightest.
What's the next big thing in AI? Mark talked a little bit about general artificial intelligence. At his keynote, there was a picture of a robot and a human like standing next to each other. Is that the future? What does that even look like?
Look, no one has a crystal ball, certainly not me, but what I know is customers, they need help, right? Everyone's been trying ChatGPT, Google Bard, but now they want to know how they can do this securely for business in a way that drives real outcomes, accelerating growth, cutting costs, fundamentally reimagining and up-leveling their customer experience and customer service. And so there's a lot of work to be done there. We're deploying the Einstein trust layer at more and more companies every day. Many of them are here at Dreamforce. And then focusing on those use cases by business, by department, and then above all, I think organizational readiness, helping companies bring all of their employees along for this AI revolution, just like we did a few decades ago with the internet.
Clara, you're in many respects changing the lives of households, businesses, and a lot of investors on the Yahoo Finance platform because of the technology that you developed. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this field?
Well, I started my journey actually at Salesforce. I worked at the company in the mid-2000s, and then I left. I was so inspired by Salesforce, I left. I started my own startup, Hearsay Systems, and I led that as the founder and CEO for 11 years. Then I took a personal break to have a baby, and I was re-recruited to come back to the company to lead the Service Cloud.
Boomerang employees that we were talking about
right
past date.
Yes, I am a Boomerang employee, came back to lead the Service Cloud, and you think, in customer service, there is so much AI, but traditionally, chatbots are pretty brittle. I mean, those experiences as a consumer, very frustrating. And so when I saw the transformer technology, the large language models that our research team was developing, and we started working with forward-thinking customers like Gucci, I was sold on generative AI, and this happened just in time for ChatGPT to capture everyone's imagination.
Well, a lot of folks who may not be familiar with your work, they're going to certainly know about it now. They need to be following what you and the team are doing here. Clara Shih, Salesforce CEO of AI. Thank you for joining Yahoo Finance. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.